We're here at Madison Square Garden where Gennady GGG Golovkin defeated Steve Rolls by 4th round knockout. And now, let's go to post.
Now, with the chemistry between Johnathon and Triple G, like I said, I think you'll see a lot more exciting fights to come in the future. If anyone, I mean, look, everyone knows how successful Gennady was with Abel. Again, you know, we're not sitting here saying that Gennady had to change all kinds of things, and that's why, you know, Abel's not working with him. Abel and Gennady had one of the most dominant runs of recent times. For Johnathon to come in on short notice and to be as successful as he was tonight, that's a huge statement for their chemistry, for what they were able to do. Not only did he bring in Johnathon, he brought in a new chef. You got to give James Lockwood a lot of credit. Harold Parker helped on the training and the strength and conditioning side. So he really kind of revamped his whole team, and he still, look at the knockout that he performed. You know, you could tell he was kind of setting up that knockout. Steve Rolls, I think, performed better than some people were expecting. We weren't surprised by it because we saw the interaction with him throughout the build-up of this promotion, and we knew Steve was coming to fight. Lou knew Steve was coming to fight. Didn't surprise us. It's just the way Gennady was able to KO him. I think it showed that his punching power hasn't gone anywhere. We have Johnathon Banks coming up here now to the podium. So not only such a successful run with Vladimir Klitschko in his championship run, I wouldn't be surprised if he has another championship run like that, historic run with Vladimir, with Triple G now in the middleweights. Johnathon, why don't you say a few words, come up here to the podium, say a few words, and then we can answer some more questions here. Like, how did you think everything went with the training camp and, in the fight tonight?
Well, I guess to answer your first question, everything went great in the training camp, but in the fight, I'm always looking for certain things in the fight. I didn't expect Triple G or any fighter that if we have such a short camp to repeat everything we did in the gym or stuff like that, because although you try to get guys closest to the style of your opponent, but a lot of times you're a little bit off. And Steve Rolls, like I say, while he was in there, he started catching Triple G with some shots that it was very uncomfortable for me because I wanted him to start off with the type of rhythm, with using his jab. But other than that, I think as he got warmed up, you was able to see the little bit of rhythm that he had. He started throwing shots, he started shooting his jab, and he started catching them with shots. And that was the goal, just to start touching them. We ain't had to hit a home run the first time out, just start touching them, and slowly break them down. So that was the goal, and I believe that's what he was able to accomplish.
Steve, did you want him to go rounds tonight?
Right here, Steve.
Right here. Did you want him to go rounds tonight?
Well, I always told him, in boxing, you don't get paid by the rounds. You get paid by the fight. So if you end it, if it's over early, we just got more work to do in the gym. So that I don't try to take chances and say, you know what, we got a certain amount of rounds. Ideally, we want to go. I said, no. To me, every opponent is dangerous. And the sooner you get it out, the sooner you get the fight over with, the better.
Hey, Johnathon, what was the biggest bad habit that you had to get Triple G out of?
I think every fighter got bad habits. I don't look at him and see what bad habits can I change or what bad habits do we have. I can't think of one fighter that didn't have any bad habits. It's all about what habits what the fighter does, what can the fighter do most that he could be most successful at. Instead of looking to tear the fighter down, the goal is to look to build him up and to look to keep him on a certain level that I know he's on. So for me, that's the goal, is to get him to getting better at doing good habits instead of looking at his flaws and try to point him out saying you can't do this, you can't do that, because you lose the fighter in translation like that. As soon as you get a fighter, you start breaking him down. If he have any type of self-esteem, he just lost it. And now you got to try. Now you trying to feel like why the kid won't throw no punches, because you just took everything he had, he thought was good, away from him, told him it was bad. Now you got to give him something to do. So for me, the goal is be very precise, be very on point with what I want to do, but yet you can construct, but just in a mild-mannered way, so the kid can learn and still be respectful towards you, and you all can grow together.
In training camp, you usually get an opponent, a sparring partner to mimic Steve Rolls' style. Was he doing that looping over a hook, I don't know, what do you call it, in training camp also, like he did in tonight's fight for Steve Rolls?
Was Rose doing it, or was Triple G doing it?
Triple G doing it to sparring partners in training camp.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was. He was practicing. The goal is to get him practicing a lot of different arsenal of punches. That's the goal, to keep going a lot of many different arsenals and different ways to punch. So your opponent can't set and brace for one particular punch, because they don't know what you're about to do. It may look like a straight right hand coming, but if you curve it, then you're in trouble. So that's the goal, just keep the variety of punches up.
John, straight back. Right here.
Yes.
When you watch what Triple G did tonight and you think about him being in the ring with Canelo Alvarez instead of Steve Rolls, what are the kinds of things that you would want to see him do better? For example, I think somebody mentioned it, he didn't really throw a lot of jabs, but he did work the body very well, which he was criticized for in some of those fights against Canelo. So what sorts of things, if you were planning out, because that seems like that probably would be your next fight?
Well, I think first off, if this was Canelo in the ring tonight, we definitely would have had a longer training camp. So with a longer training camp, the output and the progress will look even different than it did tonight. I think tonight was a good start with a little base. So you can kind of see the foundation that we're trying to lay. And in order to continue, my opinion, in order to build back up a strong, successful house, you must start with the foundation. And that's the goal, just strengthen his foundation. But like you say, if Canelo was there tonight, then Triple G wouldn't have been there tonight, because it wasn't enough time to really dictate the pace of where we want to be with a guy like Canelo.
And do you think that now until September, whenever your camp would start, is enough time? I've heard fighters say many times it really takes, more than just 1, 2, 3, sometimes, more than that, to actually really get on the same page with the trainer. Obviously, you guys are both pros. He's been around a long time. But do you think you can cram it all in between now and September? What do you feel like you need to, teach him or change with him?
Well, I don't feel I need to cram in everything, but just like anything else in life, as you go from day to day, you grow. And I think if we can continue to grow together, that would change the outcome of a fight of that magnitude.
All right, here's the man of the hour. Everyone that's been waiting for this, give a big hand to the people's champion, Triple G. Gennady, you want to come up here, or you want to sit?
It's better like this. Yeah,
sit there? Okay. So,
too official for me, guys. Come on.
Why don't, if you want to say a few words, Gennady, how was your experience working with your new team, with Johnathon in the training camp, and then how did you see that translate in the ring tonight?
Well, first of all, thank you very much. Thank you very much, all people who support me today, who come today, because it is good for boxing, not just for me, for boxing, because second step is much bigger. Thank you, my team. Thank you, Garden family. Just thank you, my partners. Everybody support me today. I feel great. Just my first win after my comeback. I feel very happy. My smile all day.
Michael?
Question, could you give yourself a grade, A, B, plus, B, and then also can you tell us about that left hook delivered from the lefty stance? Did you work on that with Mr. Banks, and did you know that was going to be there, or was that a spur of the moment? So first question, could you give yourself a grade, and then can you tell us about that left hook that ended it?
Just Сергей, помогите мне. Наверное, я не могу себя сейчас оценивать. Как я себя могу оценить? Ну, то есть вы должны это сделать.
How can I grade myself? You should grade me.
Yeah, I feel not bad. Just I want to try maybe a little bit boxing. Just not so interesting. The first couple of rounds, I still like nothing. Just I come in like my second. На вторую передачу и начали уже как бы брать силы это все.
Well, just I shifted from a first gear to a second gear, and then I started from that on.
Canelo, Triple G.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna ask you about Canelo. Straight back, Gennady. Right here.
Oh.
I was going to ask you about Canelo, since that was the conversation in the ring afterwards and what everybody has been talking about with Tom and with Johnathon before you got here. How do you think your performance tonight, what he would think about it? He's fought you twice. You scored a great knockout. You worked the body very well. You also got hit with some shots, the one shot in the second round. Do you think that you gave him, Canelo Alvarez, a reason to say, sign me up? Or gave him a reason to say, you know what, maybe I'm not so interested?
Yeah, I tried today, yeah, you're right. Then I try a couple times, for body work. Just, I don't have time, just, just only 2 or 3 rounds, this is nothing,
But did you make your point to him? Or did you make him want the rematch or not want the rematch, the third fight?
Я не думаю, что я ему показал что-то. То есть я хочу этого боя, как бы это самое главное. То есть, и все, я думаю, что все хотят этот бой увидеть. То есть этот бой будет он следующий. Как его можно отталкиваться даже от этого боя? Это совсем разные вещи.
So I don't think I show him. I wanted to show him or demonstrate anything. This is a different story. This fight and our fight. Let's not even talk and compare this fight to the other fight.
Gennady, this question is for Gennady Golovkin. Xavier Porter, BrooklynFights.com, shoot the 5 in the building. Over here, Gennady.
Yeah.
Triple G this way, to the left.
Left.
Here we go. Same way you threw the left hook, over here. All right.
Okay.
Right hook, same thing.
I got it.
Quick question. You mentioned after the fight, in the post-fight your post-fight comments that you said after the second round, you kind of, realized that you had him, that you was ready to take him out. Was the strategy, or did you feel as if that you were beginning to, break him down in the sense that he started to open up to allow you to land your power punches even easier?
Yeah, I feel him. I feel distance. I feel timing. After second round, just I come back to my corner, tell Johnathon, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Because, just he's a little bit open. I give him a little bit couple chance. He's open. I see just next round and start working. Just so close fight. So we don't have a lot of time. Just 3 rounds. It's nothing.
4 rounds. How do you rate his power? Because you did get hit a few times in the ring.
I don't feel,
Okay.
I don't. Sorry.
Hey, this is boxing. I understand.
Yeah. Gennady, great performance. Dan Canobio with CompuBox TV. I don't know if you saw this tweet. Oscar De La Hoya tweeted after the fight. Nice with the thumbs up emoji. Comeback win. Now fight a real fighter. Win a belt. And I'll consider doing a 3rd fight. # Canelo is your boss. Just want to see your thoughts on that.
Сейчас, значит, будем 3-й бой, Canelo это мой босс. Что вы думаете по поводу такого твита с Оскаром?
Вообще ничего не думаю. Мне что думать об этом? He talks so much, he back talk, and I'm thinking about he said Oscar, I'm thinking about что он делает, как он выглядит. Мне вообще это не интересно.
Not really interested what Oscar is doing, what Oscar is saying. I'm not really interested in that at all.
Я не увлекаюсь мужчинами, если он, то есть мне вообще без разницы на него.
I don't really like, following men. I'm not about following men at all. It's not.
So safe to say you're not going to tweet anything back?
То есть вы не напишите твит обратно, нет?
Мне что ему написать? То есть, его мнение.
What do you think I should write him back? What's your opinion?
Maybe say I'm my own boss.
You're a smart guy. What do you think?
I would probably say something back. Maybe, hey, I'm my own boss.
come on, he doesn't know me. Just forget it. Come on, guys.
I think that's a lot of posturing from Oscar. I mean,
This is hype, you know, this is hype today. You know, Oscar, oh, just come on, forget it.
Again, it's clearly the biggest fight for Canelo is Triple G. There's no denying that. And before we get to the next question, I just want to acknowledge Ali Akhmedov, who had also a tremendous performance on the show tonight. Ali also trains with Johnathon Banks. Max Golovkin actually was the chief trainer because it was the co-feature, right, before the fight, but Johnathon is his trainer, and Ali had a breakout performance also as the co-feature. So now everyone up here on the podium is open for questions.
Golovkin, Геннадию вопрос. Если вы не можете получить, если не получится бой с Канело, Дмитриус Андрей, можно передать после этого? Но также еще Джамал Чарло. Что вы думаете о потенциальных боях?
Они очень интересны, то есть я вот сегодня сделал первый шаг, то есть в приоритете у меня лучшие бои, лучшие имена. Если они останутся на тех же позициях, что и сейчас, мы сразу же будем разговаривать с ними.
Yes, I'm very interested. Those both are very interesting fighters. They're in my priority. If they still want to fight, we'll talk to them. Из этих двух, кто будет более серьезный такой противник?
Это сейчас просто реклама для них идет. Они просто стоят каждый на своей позиции. Как можно сказать? Пусть они между собой отбоксируют, тогда мы поймем, кто из них лучше, кто из них стоит выше. Сейчас я как могу сказать?
I don't want to advertise any of them. So two different fighters. Let them fight each other, then I'll tell.
Yeah, I can't right now, just. You know.
I was asking, because you fought here in America and especially at MSG a few times now over the past years, have you looked back at your time here with pride because you've come from where you've come from and be able to come over the world and sell a lot of tickets and develop a fan base and win titles?
Я очень признателен болельщикам, то есть никакой вид спорта не обходится без болельщиков. Если болельщики действительно есть, это же прекрасно для спорта. Мне что гордиться? Это же здорово для спорта.
I really appreciate my fans. You know, why should I be proud of? I really appreciate. It's important for sport, for boxing. The fans are the most important thing.
And lastly, if you could map out, if you could map out the future of how if you could map out how your future fights would go and how your career would like to end, how would you like it to end?
Right now I have 6 fights with DAZN deal. 6 fights. So every step very important for me. Probably I hope next fight in September with Canelo.
Hey, Golovkin, over here. You stated that you wanted a rematch with Canelo in September. If you're unable to get that rematch with Canelo, Daniel Jacobs has stated that he will love to avenge that loss with you. Would you consider giving him a rematch, perhaps?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat who you mentioned?
I'm saying that if he's unable to get that rematch with Canelo by September, is Daniel Jacobs perhaps a potential opponent that he's...
Нет, но сейчас вы говорите о тех людей, которые уже прошли и показали себя. То есть есть ряд бойцов, кто стоят хорошо в рейтинге, кто чемпионы. То есть давайте о них думать в первую очередь.
You're talking about fighters who already sort of passé. We already saw them, we already fought them. A lot of new fighters, very highly rated fighters. Let's talk about them.
Gennady here.
Yeah.
Jimmy Ash from Boxing Action Magazine. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you, sir.
I have 2 questions for you.
Два вопроса.
First is, in your last fight against Canelo, it seemed that you came out a little bit slow in the beginning. Did you have a plan to come out a little bit quicker this time?
В этот раз, в следующий раз, вы будете
Seriously,
быстрее
I don't
начинать
feel,
этот бой.
you know, just.
Okay.
Yeah, next fight, every fight is different.
Okay, and my second question is, if Canelo called you and said he wants to fight, if he said he wants to fight you at 160 or 168, does it matter to you what weight he wants, or you'll fight him at any weight?
Это мы сейчас разговариваем о деталях бизнеса, то есть там же за 160 стоят пояса, то есть если мы пояса не нужны, то есть там много нюансов, то есть это надо все оговаривать, как я могу сказать, мне без разницы, то есть это же бизнес, это бокс.
So we're talking about fine business detail. In 160 we have belts, so we have to talk about belts. 168 is a different story. So let's not talk about detail yet.
Yeah. Thank you.
When you came here to announce this fight, you told me personally, you said that most honest boxing happens at Madison Square Garden. So with that said, if you were to get the third fight, do you want that third fight here in Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, I want because it's different people, different atmosphere, just.
I think also to expand on what Gennady said and to go back to that last question, there's no reason to speculate on other opponents besides Canelo. It's Gennady's, what he's stated, it's his priority to make the third Canelo fight until we exhaust that. And I want to acknowledge Melissa Moscow and John Hornauer, who are here in the audience. Like I said, the team will sit down and try to make that fight. So no reason to speculate. Naturally, Canelo fought here, Gennady fought here. We do have, met with James Dolan this week, and he said if there's a way to bring it here, that he'll do everything he can to bring it here. So if there is a way, this is probably the most neutral place since Canelo fought here and Triple G fought here for that fight to take place. We're going to wrap up here. We'll take one more question. I know, Mike, you've been waiting. We'll take one more question, and then we'll let these guys go home.
Congrats, Gennady. I've also heard that it's possible that you could fight in Texas against Canelo Alvarez. Would you enjoy that?
Опять же, это детали, те, которые стоит обсуждать. То есть, как я сейчас могу сказать, то есть, мы сейчас, будем боксировать в Техасе, то есть мы в отличных отношениях. Сейчас Madison Square Garden делает, большую работу, чтобы этот бой состоялся здесь. То есть мы не слышали еще предложения никакого с Техаса. То есть это же все в процессе. Давайте поговорим чуть позже. То есть оно имеет быть, но чуть позже поговорим об этом.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes, we know about Texas, but it's maybe a little too early, a little too premature to talk about that. It's a business proposal. Right now we're in the Madison Square Garden, and they really try to make this next fight possible. So let's talk about Texas when we hear from Texas.
But to be clear, though, you definitely don't want to go back to Vegas after the judges.
Знаете, я вам откровенно скажу, что у меня есть осадок от того, что творится в Вегасе. И у меня просто, не то, что я прям не хочу принципиально, но у меня большой осадок от того, что там случилось.
It's not like, in principle, I don't like to go to Vegas, but I have some bad feeling and bad reason about Vegas.
Correct? Some bad feeling and some bad scores, right?
Плохие счета, которые судьи давали.
With us, we have Blue Blood Sports TV, and we are at the Gennady Golovkin fight with Steve Rolls. It was a fourth-round knockout. Tell me your opinion.
I thought that I didn't like the way he got hit. I thought he was definitely showed a lot of rust. I think he definitely showed I think he definitely showed a lot of rust. I think I'm not sure if it was rust or father time, because he definitely is older, and he had an 8 to 9 month layoff, coming off of a loss, and it seems like all of his focus is on Canelo Alvarez. Steve Rolls hit him with a lot of clean shots, but I think Steve Rolls was too hesitant and showed him too much respect, and so in doing so, I think that he made mistakes and he got caught with an overhand left twice. And it buzzed him because it was on top of the head, and he didn't know how to clinch, so when he got hurt, he was clinching too far away, and then Gennady finished him. Yeah.
Well, I know when Johnathon Banks came in, I thought he was a little not as hyped on the win, that he had seen some of the flaws that you were talking about with Gennady.
Yeah, you know, he has I think he was a lot more vulnerable tonight than we usually see him. And I know a lot of people are just going to see the fact that he got a knockout victory, but they don't see the war, the battles inside the war, you know. And he looked like the lesser athlete, you know. Rolls seemed like the better athlete in the fight. I don't know if that's due to rust or Father Time. His Father Time is undefeated. You know, he's 38 years old, and I think that him getting hit with those hooks and the straight rights, and he was getting caught pulling out. So it could be a little of confusion as well. You change your trainers. So now that you change your trainers, you know, you could be thinking, I'm supposed to do this. You're more or less thinking than reacting. So I think that could be a big problem as well.
Well, he will be back. He did sign a contract, did he say 6 fights with DAZN? So we'll see him back, and time will tell.
Right. I definitely think, though, I would much rather see him have another fight before going into the Canelo Alvarez fight, because Canelo Alvarez is younger, he's in his prime, and he's getting better every fight. You know, he's adding different wrinkles to his game, and I saw a lot of vulnerabilities and a lot of holes with Triple G tonight that I think that Canelo will win more decisive in the next fight. I don't think it's going to be controversy. I think Canelo's going to win very, very decisive.
We will soon find out.
Yep.
So fight fans, we'll see you at the fights.
Absolutely. Thank you. Take it easy, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With us, Michael Woods. Now, Michael, tell us what happened tonight with the Gennady GGG fight, 4th round knockout. What did you see?
I saw a guy who's 37 years old and who probably isn't necessarily going to be better, but it was exciting. He got hit some, and I liked it. And it was a 4th round stoppage, and the fans got their pound of flesh. They got their stoppage win. Steve Rolls performed better than many people expected, and Tim Van over there and the other people are happy because, you know, they got their stoppage. Always, always, always remove the judges from the equation, and that's what Triple G did, as expected, but he probably got hit a few more times than many people expected, so that made it a little bit more exciting. I liked it.
Okay, and what do you think's next? Well, I guess we're going to find out what he's going to say what's next for him.
So there's going to be some posturing back and forth. There's going to be some Canelo posturing with Triple G and his team. Tom Loeffler over there is going to do some beefing, and Oscar De La Hoya is going to be doing some saying of, well, we'll fight someone else and somewhere else and what have you. And then all that will be out the window because that's where the most of the money is going to be made. So we'll see them fight a 3rd time probably in September.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Kristal.